Hello mga bibi, this is Ken and welcome to Just Keep Swimming in Accounting. So, our topic for today is Introduction to Accounting. So, ito po ay isang topic sa basic accounting. So, yung mga gustong mag-aral ng basic accounting, so ito po yun. Okay, let's start. Why accounting? So, accounting was invented to serve as a guide and core communication of different financial information about the entity. So, ito yung parang language of the business. So, ito yung isang gabay para sa mga decision making ng upper bodies or yung mga higher ups or management para magkaroon ng konting conflict sa decision nila. So because of accounting, the record-keeping system of the firm is much easier and organized. They can make conclusions by the use of financial statements with the help of accounting. Because of this, the decision-making process of the higher-ups or management is less common to have problems. So, who introduced it? The man who did it was Friar Luca Pacioli, who is an Italian monk, also known as the father of double entry bookkeeping and father of modern accounting. So he invented the concept of debere and credere, which tells us that everything that is received or debited have something that is given or credited. So debit is left and credit is right, as shown below. So ito po yung format ng ating journal. Date, kung saan nandyan yung month and yung year. Yung sharp sign or number sign is yung kung anong day na siya. At description, nandyan yung account title, tapos kung ano yung transaction na nangyari. Tapos post reference or PR is yung number na ilalagay mo sa ledger. Tapos dito, ito yung number din na ilalagay mo sa journal. So debit and credit. So, debit is nasa left and credit is nasa right. Tapos, itong mga line na ito, nasa loob nito is yung mga amounts. So, dito sa pinaka-right na ito sa dalawang side na to, ito yung mga centavo. Tapos, dito yung mga millions and thousands and hundreds. So, Friar Luca Pacioli wrote Summa de Arithmetica, where he wrote about debit and credit in 1949. Brief history. Accounting undergoes a never-ending evolution and is now at the level of law and medicine. So, Mesopotamia, accounting has been there centuries until now. So, it is a very important part of business recording and record keeping and life. So, bago pa mag-introduce si Friar Luca Pacioli ng bookkeeping, yung ancient Mesopotamia 7,000 years ago relied on keeping records of crop and herd growth. So they used accounting techniques in determining if there is a surplus or shortage in every harvest. Techniques that are still being used until now. So Roman Empire, accounting evolved much further during this era. So the deeds of Divine Augustus, which is an account of Emperor Augustus' financial dealings, listed quantities as distribution to the people, grant of land, building of temples, money to military veterans, money spent on theoretical shows, and gladiator events and religious offerings. Theatrical ata to. Tapos, this accounting information was used by emperor in planning and decision-making purposes. So, in 1494, dito na po yung double entry bookkeeping ni Friar Luca Pacioli. Tapos, in his book na Summa de Arithmetica, na merong 27-page na part ng book entitled Particularis de Summa de Computis et Scripturis, details of calculation and recording. So Middle Ages, in this age, bartering became the main form of exchange. So yung exchange ng goods. But due to the change of Europe in the market economy in the 13th century, they began relying in bookkeeping to record their transactions used until today. So present, now accounting has evolved so much and is still evolving to adopt in the changes of modern life. There are standards and regulations to be followed. People even invented many accounting software to be used in recording transactions, making financial statements, and reporting financial information. So, okay, di po to kasama. Kanina po na ano ito. So, the first Filipino certified public accountant, Don Vicente Fabella, was the first Filipino CPA who passed the licensure examinations in Milwaukee, Wisconsin CPA board exam in 1915. So he was the founder of Rosetta University or JRU on 1919. Brief history: Accounting Act of 2004. A Republic Act number 9298, known as the Philippine Act of 2004, became a law and signed by Gloria Macapagal Arroyo at May 13, 2004. So, scope of practice: practice of public accountancy. Accountants in public practice are working to provide audit or attestation, tax planning, preparation, and advisory services to their clients. New accountants start as accounting and or audit staff and make their way up to the junior accountant, senior accountant, supervisor, manager, and partner positions. After accumulating enough experience, they may also start a public accounting firm of their own. So, meron akong kaklase na nasa auditing siya ngayon. So, baka malay natin, baka magkaroon siya ng accounting firm in the future. So, practice in commerce and industry. Accountant serves only one company. So, isa lang kumpanyang kanyang pinagsaserbahan. So, this requires professional knowledge in the science of accounting and must be a CPA as required by employment. So, they support the company by performing accounting-related tasks. So, starting as a bookkeeper, accounting clerk, financial analyst, internal auditor, and others. From there, new entrants can work their way up the organizational chart and gain positions such as Chief Internal Auditor, Controller, or Chief Management Accountant, or Chief Accounting Officer, and Chief Financial Officer. So, yung Controller, siya yung parang pinakamataas atang posisyon sa management. So, practice in government. Government agencies need accounting information to assist them in planning, budgeting, forecasting, and allocating government funds. State auditors are also employed by the government to guarantee the proper use and allocation of the government funds. So, yung pag-accounting ng government funds dito sa government ay matatakal pa ng mas klaro or mas elaborated when you tackle the government accounting subject. So, yon. Nandiyan din yung COA, parang siya yung isa sa pinaka-main diyan kasi diyan sila yung nag-guide or nag-govern kang paglabas ng tax at pagpasok ng tax, if I am not mistaken. So, practice in education ay paggamit ng government ng tax pala. So, practice in education and academia. So, this area consists of accountants who are into teaching, research, and training and development. So, accountants can undertake a career as a faculty member in a school, an author of an accounting book, a researcher, a trainer, or reviewer. So, katulad ng mga kilalang mga author natin ngayon, sina Sir Balyada, Sir Banggawan, sina Sir JKSIA, ganon. Tapos, yung mga reviewer sa mga CPA review school, yon, kasama sila dyan. Tapos yung mga professor natin. So, Board of Accountancy. BOA is in Article 2 of Presidential Decree number 692, May 5, 1975. The Board of Accountancy and its composition. The Board of Accountancy shall be composed of a chairman and 6 members to be appointed by the President of the Philippines upon recommendation of the Philippine Regulation Commission. So, the board shall elect a vice chairman from among its members for a term of 1 year. So, the chairman shall preside in all meetings and of the board, and in the event of a vacancy in the office of the chairman. So, the vice chairman shall assume such duties and responsibilities until the end of the term and until such time as the chairman is appointed. So, functions of Board of Accountancy. So, pwede po basahin nyo na lang ito. I will provide the link sa last part ng ating video or sa handouts na i-share ko sa description below ng video ito. Okay? So, ito. Certified Public Accountant Examination. The Board of Accountancy shall determine and prepare contents of examinations to qualify certified public accountants. The Board of Accountancy, in coordination with the Professional Regulation Commission, shall conduct the examinations at least once in each calendar year in the cities of Manila and Cebu, provided, however, that if conditions warrant, the board may, upon previous approval of the Professional Regulation Commission, conduct the examinations in other places. So, yan. Ito yung mga requirements para sa pag-exam. Yan. So, scope of examinations. The examinations shall be in writing and shall cover the following subjects in the corresponding weight in units, unless otherwise modified by the board upon approval of the Professional Regulation Commission. So, the contents and the coverage of these subjects shall be in accordance with the outline of or syllabus or syllabi prepared and used by the Board of Accountancy, containing the following. So, theory of accounts. So, yung theory of accounts is pinag-combine niyan sa Practical Accounting 1 at Practical Accounting 2, if I'm not mistaken. Business law and taxation, pinaghiwalay na din. Management services, maging management accounting and control. Auditing theory and auditing problems, pinagsama na. Practical Accounting 1 or Financial Accounting or Intermediate Accounting. Tapos Practical Accounting 2, Advanced Financial Accounting. So, yung theory of accounts, ito yung mga terminologies ng mga accounting principles, procedures, and classification of accounts. Sa business law and taxation, nandito yung, sa business law, yung mga obligations and contracts, yung law and partnership and corporation, tapos yung negotiable instruments, and tapos yung sales, etc. Tapos management, tapos yung taxation naman, yan yung mga iba't ibang mga taxes, income tax, capital gains tax, estate tax, donors tax, etc. Tapos management services, nandyan yung mga economics subject nyo, tapos yung mga management subject nyo, nandyan siya. Tapos yung auditing theory, yung mga concepts or mga concepts or techniques ng mga audit report. Auditing problems, yung kunwari parang konektado yan sa Practical Accounting 1 kasi dyan yung mga may naka-ready na mga reports, tapos titingnan mo na lang kung may error. Tapos Practical Accounting 1, yan yung mga financial statements and accounting for assets, liabilities, and stockholders' equity. So, yung pag-prepare ng mga financial report. And Practical Accounting 2, yung mga partnership, joint venture, yan ganon. Tapos yung mga installment sales, agencies, and branches. So, nandiyan yung business combination, yung mga favorite ng ibang students. Ganon. Tapos government accounting. Okay. So, examination rating. A candidate for the examination obtaining a general weighted average of 75% above shall be entitled or above shall be entitled to registration as certified public accountant, and as such shall receive a certificate of registration from Board of Accountancy, provided that is no case should be rating on any subject be less than 65%. In the event a candidate obtains the rating of 65% and above in at least 4 subjects having a combined weight of 8 units, as provided for in this Act, he shall receive a conditional credit for the subject passed, provided, however, that such candidates shall take an examination in the remaining subjects within 2 years from the preceding examination. So provided further that if the candidate fails to obtain at least a general weighted average of 75% and a rating of at least 65% in each subject examined, he shall be considered as failed in the entire examination. Okay, failing candidates to take refresher course. Any candidate who fails in 2 complete certified public accounting board examinations shall be disqualified from taking another set of examinations until he submits evidence to the satisfaction of the Board of Accountancy that he has enrolled in and completed at least 24 units of subjects given in certified public accountant examination. So mag-enroll ka ulit, tapos i-take mo ulit yung mga subjects. So for purposes of this law, the examinations in which the candidate was conditioned, together with the removal examination on the subject in which he failed, shall be counted as one complete examination. Okay, so accounting and auditing. The relationship of accounting and auditing is somewhat very near, yet not the same. Accounting is doing the process right, while auditing is finding mistakes or errors from a process already done. You will know more about this when you are studying auditing theory and auditing problems. So, yung accounting is yung paggawa ng mga process or reports na dapat walang masyadong pagkakamali or errors or mistakes. Tapos, yung auditing naman is yung kunwari, basta yung accounting is first before auditing. So, yung auditing naman is pagko-correct na mga, kunwari, tapos na yung report, financial report. Si auditor naman, siya yung mag-check kung may pagkakamali pa ba yung accountant or meron pa siyang na-omit. So, yun. So, there are 2 kinds of auditor, the internal auditor and the external auditor. Internal auditor is an employee of a company. He is the one in charge of correcting the works of an accountant inside the company. So, external auditor, he is an independent third party who's in charge of making an opinion whether the financial statements issued by the company is correct. So, internal auditor, siya yung employee or nasa inside the company. Tapos, the external auditor naman is independent third party or siya yung nasa labas ng company. So, kung pagbabasehan natin kung sino mas honest sa dalawa, si external auditor daw kasi since your internal auditor is minsan nagbabase sa kung anong pabor sa management sa pagbibigay ng opinion. So, si external auditor, since nasa labas siya ng company, mas malayo or mas honest yung kanyang maibibigay na opinion. So, another history. 1973, IASC or International Accounting Standards Committee was born to make the accounting standards of some countries the same as the others. So, 2001, the standards made by the IASC was called IAS or International Accounting Standards. During this year, they made revisions about the name of the so-called committee and is then called the IASB or International Accounting Standards Board. The role was to improve the accounting standards released by the IASC for better understanding by the users. So, 2003, IFRS or International Financial Reporting Standards. Diyan yung nakabase yung Philippine Financial Reporting Standards natin. And IFRS was born. So, it was released by IASB. Its contents are the revisions or new issuances of standards, interpretations of ISIC or Standing Interpretations Committee, and interpretations of IFRIC or International Financial Reporting Interpretations Committee. So, what are the interpretations? Interpretations are the pronouncements that will enlighten the contents of the said accounting standard. So, yung mga kunwari may standards siyang ibinigay, yung interpretations yung mag-explain pa ng mas or mag-elaborate pa ng mas malalim para sa ikalilinaw ng standard. So, what are the SIC and FRAC? SIC, Standing Interpretations Committee, was the one who enlightened the blurry or the not clear provisions of the standards made by IASC. IFRAC is the International Financial Reporting Interpretations Committee, was the one who enlightened the blurry provisions of the standards made by the IFRAC. So, kung nalilito ka kung ano yung mga terms na yon, dito po yung mga examples o yung mga mnemonics o yung pasunod-sunod or yung relationship nila. So, IAS is to IASC and is to ISIC. So, ibig sabihin yan, IAS ay ginawa ng IASC at ito in-interpret ng SIC. Ang IFRS naman ay ginawa ng IASB at in-interpret ng IFRIC. Okay. So, 2002, Norwalk Agreement was agreed upon by the IASB and FASB, Financial Accounting Standards Board. So, it was made to combine the differences of international standards of IASB and US GAAP of FASB, so Financial Accounting Standards Board. So, US GAAP, United States Generally Accepted Accounting Principles, are the accounting standards being followed in the United States. Tapos, FASB is the Financial Accounting Standards Board, is the one who made the US GAAP. So, kunwari daw, ang US GAAP is the one that is used by the US, and the one used by the UK is the IFRS. So, IFRS. So, before 1981, there was no accounting standards being followed. Each company has their own standards being followed or freestyle. So, November 18, 1981, ASC or Accounting Standards Council was formed. Its purpose was to publish certain accounting standards that we need to follow in our country called the SFAS or Statement of Financial Reporting Standards or SFRS pala. Tapos, it is composed of the freestyle standards of the Philippines before 1981, self-made standards of ASC, books and other reading materials about accounting, copy of IAS standards made by IASC, and copy of US GAAP made by FASB. So, ASC members, ASC is composed of 8 members from PICPA, SEC, BSP, BOA, and FINEX. So, PICPA is the organization of all the CPAs in the Philippines, Philippine Institute of Certified Public Accountants. SEC is the Securities and Exchange Commission, a branch of the government that supervises and regulates the partners and corporations in our country. So, sila yung mga nag-incorporate ng mga corporations, tapos nagmamanage ng mga partnership. Tapos, BSP, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, the Central Money Authority in the Philippines. They regulate the banks and manage just in controlling the supply of money in the market. So, nire-regulate nila or minamanage nila yung mga bangko, tapos yung paglabas at pagpasok ng pera ay kanila din minimanage. So, BOA or Board of Accountancy is yung gumagawa ng mga board exam. So, see early notes na lang po. Tapos, FINEX or sila yung FINEX, Financial Executives Institute of the Philippines, group of accountants focusing in a specialized field of financial management. So, 1997 to 2000, ASC decided to use IAS purely because it is very vague and has so many sources. So, parang inano na, nagsisimula na sila sumunod sa iisa lang na standard. So, in 1997 to 2000, ASC released some accounting standards based on IAS. And in 2001, they started to follow AS purely and set deadline that in 2005, all companies in the Philippines have already followed the ASC. So, 2003, see the notes above. Yung Norwalk Agreement at ito. Major revisions came in this period. So, ASC didn't expect the changes in standards that the IAS be made. So, 2006, ISC became FRSC, or Financial Reporting Standards Council, and to follow the new changes, they changed the name of their standards also to PFRS, or Philippine Financial Reporting Standards. So, FRAC is composed of the chairman and members who came from PICPA, SEC, PSP, BOA, FINEX, BIR, or Bureau of Internal Revenue, or the agency that governs or responsible for the collecting of taxes, and COA Commission Audit is the one supervising the in and out of taxes from the government and us. Okay. 2006 again, FRAC made PIC, or Philippine Interpretations Committee, that has a purpose in enlightening the new PFRS that we will use here in the Philippines. PFRS is the Philippine version of IFRS. So, 1989, conceptual framework or generally accepted accounting principles serves as guide in making new accounting standards. It is the list of concepts that are used in making correct and presentable financial statements. This is not included in PFRS because they are separate documents. So, hindi siya, parang guide lang naman siya ng paggawa ng standards at ng paggawa ng financial reports, pero at hindi siya kasama sa PFRS. Sila ay separate documents. Okay. Yun. So, dyan nagtatapos ang ating discussion. A friendly quote: the more you know about the past, the better prepared you are in the future, or for the future, by Theodore Roosevelt. So, here are the references. So, yung mga gustong screenshot na lang. Pero, meron din akong ibibigay na handouts. So, para makasunod tayo. Okay? That's it. Thank you, everyone. This is Ken, and this is Just Keep Swimming in Accounting. If fishes can swim, so is accounting. Bye, and have a good day.